Hi wives, so this video here, I want to talk to you ladies about communication. I've seen a lot of women post on our page about having trouble communicating in their relationship. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that I feel is very important when it comes to communication in your relationship, okay? So number one, I want you to think about your tone. When you're speaking to your husband, you cannot talk to him in a rude, disrespectful, degrading tone. No. That is the head of your household. And guess who's above him? So if you're disrespecting your husband, guess who you're going to have to answer to? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to answer to. I mean, God has done some amazing things in my life. And the last thing I want to do is get on his bad side because I am disrespecting his son. Please always remember that your husband is a child of God as well. So just like God's going to come in if someone's doing something to you, best believe he's going to come in and do something if somebody is doing something to his son. So watch your tone with your husband. Next thing I want to talk to you about is using more I statements and less you statements. So women, we are particularly guilty of this. We tend to always point out what our husbands are not doing in the relationship during the conversations. We attack him. Anybody, if they feel attacked, is going to shut down. You know, I always try to tell my husband things that I'm trying to work on about myself before I try to point anything about him to him. You know, I'm not saying don't tell your husband how you feel, but I'm saying tell him in a way where he's not feeling so attacked. You know, it's okay to say, babe, I didn't like what you just said. It made me feel some type of way. That's okay. But if you tell him something like, you ignorant fool, why did you do that? Okay, that's not cool. That's not cool. So make sure that when you're speaking to your husband, you use more I's and you use less you's. Okay? All right. Next thing is be specific. Number 3, be specific. Specific. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Be specific. The reason why is because women, we tend to talk like this. Our minds go like this. And our husband's mind is beep, beep, beep. So I'm guilty of this. My husband tells me this a lot. I talk in circles. I will say one thing and then I'll come back and say that thing again. And then I'll come back and say that thing again. And he's sitting there like, well, didn't you just talk about that? Why are you talking about that again? So he shuts down because he's like, I done heard this 3 times and she's coming back again. No, be specific. Tell him why you're having this conversation. A, I did not like what you did. B, this is what you need to do next time. C, we're going to work this out. Bam, done. Okay? Don't sit there and give him a whole nagging session. Men do not like nags. Even the Bible talks about nags, okay? The Bible says a man would rather be somewhere else on the top of a house somewhere than be in the house with a woman that nags. So stop nagging, okay? I'm trying to help y'all out, all right? Freely express positive feelings. Don't always talk about the negative when you're talking to your husband. Tell him what he's doing good. Every time you have a conversation with him, don't make it a negative conversation. Spend time to just sit and talk to your man. To tell him how great he's doing. Tell him how wonderful he is. You know, every time a man hears, babe, let's talk, they already get nervous. So don't approach him in a way that makes him feel like, you know, you about to attack him. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Tell him what he's doing positively. I tell some wives, you got to think of your man like your favorite dog. I don't mean to, I am not comparing them to dogs, but every time I pet my dog, you know, it makes them feel good. They come back, they want more. But if I'm abusive to my dog, or if he gets in trouble, I won't say abusive. Let me take that back. When he gets in trouble and I gotta pop his little booty, he goes in his cage and he all scary. So with your man, if you're constantly always, every time you talk to him, you're telling him something negative, guess what he's going to be when you say, babe, I want to talk? So don't do that. Don't make your man feel like that every time you're trying to talk to him is something negative. Give him some positive influence and give him some positive reassurance. Let him know you doing the damn thing, baby. Make him feel good about himself, okay? All right, we're getting through this. I'm so excited. The next thing and last thing that I want to talk about is make sure when he speaks, you're listening. Be an active listener. A lot of women listen to talk instead of listen to listen. When he's talking, give him eye contact. Make sure he knows that you care about what he's saying, and vice versa. You know, I'm really big on communication. I'm really big on eye contact, looking a person in the eye when I'm having a conversation with them. But that's me. Some people, they don't look at people in the eyes when they're talking to them. They look around, but they're talking, you know. So I don't get upset about that. Well, I used to, but I'm doing better with that. But the main thing is that I am learning that I needed to listen more. And how I would know that I wasn't listening is when my husband would say something, I would automatically start talking. You know, I didn't give him that pause after he said something. I would automatically start talking about what it is that I was thinking about in my mind the whole time he was talking. So I've already made him feel like that when he speaks, I'm not listening to him. So that causes a wall in between your communication. You have to understand, men don't really talk about their feelings. Men don't really talk about how they feel. So if your husband has finally decided to open up to you and talk to you, listen. Shh. And listen to that man. Because if you continue and be consistent with that, then he will continue to be consistent with opening up his feelings to you and communicating with you. Okay? So ladies, those are my couple of things that I wanted to give you guys about communication. Hopefully they helped someone. You know, these are things that I struggle with in my marriage, and these are things that I had to learn. I'm still kind of struggling with some of them. Trust me, I'm not perfect. I still have some struggles in my marriage, but a lot of things that I have changed and a lot of things that I've learned, and that's what these videos and what the live is all about, is to help you ladies to not go through some of the things that I went through in my marriage. So if you have anything that you ladies want me to talk about, please make sure you either post it, send me a message, or any other way. Just get it to me, so that way I can discuss these things that are troubling you wives, so that way we can come together. And it's a sisterhood. Let's come together and let's stop the stigma of divorce. Let's fix our marriages. Let's keep our marriages on track. And let's show our children that, you know, marriage is something to be celebrated. Marriage is something to be enjoyed, not something that is endured. You know, I can't tell you how many baby showers I've been to, and I have not been to weddings. So it kind of tells you where the world is right now. So let's do better, okay? So again, thank you ladies so much for joining me for this video of all about communication in our relationships. And I will see you ladies on the next video. And don't forget that tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we're having our live, and we're gonna be talking about your friends, okay?